Would you know how to save a life? Well, this year around 30,000 people will have a cardiac arrest and need urgent help until a medic arrives. Campaigners say that means that resuscitation should be taught even at a very young age. We've met a Newcastle teenager who understands that only too well.
My name's Bobby Potts, I'm 15. I raise money for a charity that places defibrillators in primary schools and public places and raises awareness for CPR training. I started fundraising in 2014 when I lost my best friend Michael Quinn.
Michael was just 14 when he had a cardiac arrest. It was triggered by an asthma attack.
The ambulances were there. You know when you just know something bad's happened. Then I started panicking. It was just such a shock, you didn't expect it to happen. The most horrible feeling ever.
She was absolutely devastated, totally broken-hearted. As a mother, it was hard watching her go through it because I couldn't do anything to make it better for her. She had drastically lost weight. She cried all the time, played the same music over and over and over again.
Bobby has now raised over £10,000 and funded her own CPR and defibrillator training. But after what happened to her friend, she wants everyone to know just how important it is to know life-saving skills.
CPR is what keeps the organs going, what keeps you alive. If you don't act fast and do CPR, then you've got like so much less chance of surviving. I think it's something that when you get a certain age you should be trained in because anything could happen.
But if Bobby lived in Denmark, she and her peers would already have learnt it. Resuscitation skills, CPR, has been a compulsory part of the school curriculum here for the last 10 years. In a Copenhagen classroom, 11 and 12-year-olds are being challenged to make their own films about resuscitation.
This class will produce 5 films, and each film will be a campaign film telling me or you how to act if you see a person dropping dead on the streets. The aim is that the children have a fun and creative day, and by making films about it, they will obtain knowledge and they will obtain the idea that it's a good thing to help.
Okay, er vi klar?
It's always interesting to see the children's perspective on these quite difficult issues about life and death.
20-year-old Rasmus knows more than most just how important it is to help. 2 years ago, he was at home, alone with his mum, when she had a cardiac arrest.
She was lying there on the sofa, totally unconscious. Indeed, it was very scary. The only thing that kept me going was really that I couldn't hear her breathe, slightly sometimes. If I hadn't done the CPR, my mother wouldn't have survived today. It is a very, very, very good thing to know. You never know when it's going to happen. It could come all of a sudden, just like for me. My mom, of course, she is very grateful. The first thing she told me when she could speak again after this incident was, "You saved my life." And I really didn't know how to respond to that, but well, I guess I did.
Okay, få ham ned og ligge på ryggen.
Now nearly 70% of people in Denmark know CPR. That's compared to just 10% in the UK. And the survival rate from cardiac arrest has trebled.
Godt, I skal have ham ned og ligge på ryggen.
This is the emergency dispatch centre in Copenhagen.
It is about changing the attitude that you can do something and you cannot do anything wrong, and to take a social responsibility. It does have an impact on survival. It does have an impact on the new future generation of lifesavers. Give me just one reason not to teach children CPR in school. I cannot find that reason. It's just 1 hour, it's cost effective, and it doesn't cost very much, and everybody should be able to do CPR.
Back in the classroom, the 6th grade students are finishing off their films about resuscitation.
It's about this boy who, when he is smaller, he learns about how to rescue people, and then he comes out in like real life where this accident actually happened, where he ended up helping him, and yeah, he saved his life.
So my role is the person who saved Theodore's life, and I think we're finished now. Anybody wants to help? You okay?
Thank you, thank you.
You can save lives. Everybody can save lives. But the more you hesitate, the chances of surviving get smaller and smaller.
That's what one paramedic wants to teach children here in the Northeast. This class is for 5 and 6-year-olds in South Shields.
So come up here and sit in the middle. Little ones are absolutely like sponges. I've been completely shocked at how much they can not only take on board but retain and then deliver. Ava, you come on this side. They're really, really interested. I think the characters really help, so always want to be getting involved with the characters and the activities that we run. No, it's not compulsory, but I think it absolutely should be, because personally I think it's probably one of the most important life skills that you can ever have.
So are we any closer to making this the norm in UK classrooms and following the lead of Denmark? The Department of Education told us, "We have given head teachers more freedom than ever to shape the curriculum to the needs of their pupils. We would also encourage teachers to draw upon high-quality resources in the classroom, including guidance on first aid and emergencies."
It's not good enough at all. We're way behind the curve here, and we're failing our population because people are dying prematurely, unnecessarily.
Push really hard.
Makes me really sad, because it's such a simple thing to introduce. It doesn't cost much, and the benefits would be so huge.
Good job.
A North East MP says she is lobbying her government.
There is so much evidence that having those resilient skills and those trained skills throughout the population can make a substantial difference in life-threatening situations. That's the challenge we have as campaigners, is to persuade them that there is a strong evidential base to the government saying we want to invest in this as part of the education programme.
In Newcastle, it's a special day for 15-year-old Bobby. She's up for an award.
And these awards are held annually to recognise and reward unsung heroes and champions of our local community.
Overall, I raised about £10,000. I've bought 10 defibrillators and they've been placed in the areas where me and Michael lived in. Now our area's heart safe. I just want to get as many more out there as I can.
I'm so proud how far she's come, and obviously we're still really close to Michael's family, and we're just keeping his memory alive and hoping that nobody else ever has to go through the same thing.
The winner of the overall award goes to Bobby Potts.
Amazing, I'm so happy. I can't believe it, to be honest, and I'm buzzing.
I'm so proud, I'm over the moon. For Michael and his family as well.
It's getting more word out. Everyone in this room will now know that Michael had cardiac arrest. He'll be over the moon, he really will be.